Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Biola Party Heaven. Welcome back guys. So today we're gonna make a simple Sweet 16 balloon bouquet for a teenager, Sweet 16. So yeah, if you're new to my channel guys, please subscribe, turn on the notification button on this just down below, and drop a comment, like this video, tell me what you think. You can also tell me what you would like to see next on this channel. I am here for you. You can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions at Biola Party Heaven or at Balloons by Party Heaven. Anyway guys, so today what are we using? We're just making a simple bouquet. We're using a hat box. You know, hat boxes, you could use the square shaped one, you could use the round shaped one, and then there are some boxes, you could wooden little boxes that you could use to. There's so many things you could use to like make your base and fill it with your gift. You could fill it with flowers. I'm going to be filling this base with flowers, you know, but the main focal point will be the bubble balloon on top. So I've got my bubble balloon, which is, this is like, I think this is 20 inches or thereabouts, and then I've got some gold foil that I'm going to be putting inside, and I've got some 5 inches cayenne rose. Because it's for a Sweet 16, I'm going to be using cayenne rose and sand as my 5 inches I'm going to be putting inside the balloon. And then I've got 260Q that I'm going to be using to create mini bubble over the balloon itself. So but first let us put our what's it called, the cup, the Maxi 2 cup. You know, you need to like glue it to your hat box. So what I do is I use my glue gun. So this is a cool melt glue gun. There's hot melt and there's cool melt. So you put it in your hat box, yeah. So next you get your Maxi 2 cup, which you'll be fitting inside. This is what the balloon is going to be sitting on. So what I normally do is I don't use the whole of the stick. I would cut the stick like this much, not halfway, maybe like 3/4, and because I don't want the balloon moving too much. So yeah, this bit, cut it. My scissors are not really sharp anymore. And then I stick this inside the hat box. So my hat box is ready. I'm going to set this aside. Next, I'm going to get my bubble balloon. So I know someone asked me a question recently in regards to stretching your bubble. So what I do is, instead of pulling the bubble and stretching, which will take time, what I'll always do is I would pre-inflate. I would inflate it with my hand on the top. So I've inflated it, then I release it. So that has stretched the balloon for me. So all I need to do is start working with the balloon. So I don't have to do the stretching, just inflate it and release it. So next I'm going to get my 5 inches that I'm going to be using as my feelers. I'm going to like stuff it in. So I'm going to, when I use like 24 inches or 22 inches bobo, I tend to like fill it with like maybe 10 5 inches or 8. Some people do 12, so it depends on how many you want to put inside, and then you need your hand pump to stuff it. A stick like this is very handy. This would help you stuff your balloon in, you know, stuff whatever you want to stuff in quite easily. So I get my 5 inches balloon. Remember, this is for a Sweet 16, so you know the colors has to be really nice. 16-year-olds So you inflate it. Now, I know some people would ask about if you were doing this with helium, because you could use this, you could do this design with helium without having to use the stick. All you need to do is fill it with helium, have your weight inside the hat box, and you know, you're good to go. And if you're using helium, make sure your 5 inches is filled with helium too. And if you're doing this design with helium, I would advise that you use a deco bubble by Qualatex. Do not use a bubble balloon. It won't last, honestly, because I've tried it before and I know it doesn't last that long compared to a deco bubble from Qualatex. If you're trying to buy your bubble balloon, I've got a list in my Amazon store. Link is in the description. Okay guys, so all you just need to do is just keep sticking your 5 inches into the bubble, inflate it with your hand pump, put some hair into it with your inflator, and in no time you'll be done filling the bubble with 10, 5 inches or 12. Remember, if you're going to be using helium for this design or any design that has to do with helium, make sure you fill the 5 inches with helium and the bubble balloon with helium. You do not want to mix gases. Do not put hair and helium. You would find out that the bubble balloon would not last. So once you've filled in, you know, you've put in all your 5 inches into the bubble balloon, the next thing you need to do after that is to get your gold flakes. So also get a funnel, you know, and then put the funnel into the bubble itself. Another thing I would say before talking about the gold flakes is you could cut the neck of the bubble a bit so that you could have enough space to, like, you know, pour in whatever you want to pour into the balloon itself. After you've poured in the gold flakes, the next thing for you to do is inflate. You turn it several times. You can see I am turning the bubble several times and I get my 260Q. Do not use a ribbon, use a 260Q, then tie off the neck. And when you tie the 260Q around the neck of the bubble balloon, you need to turn it around several times. The next thing I'm doing here is putting my Maxi 2 cup onto the bubble itself. So what I did was I put the bubble on top of the neck of the bubble balloon. Sorry, I put the Maxi 2 cup on top of the bubble balloon, and then I wrapped the 260Q that I used to tie off the balloon round the cup. So it's easy and quite straightforward. And then the next thing I just did was to take 2 5 inches and made it into a cluster of 4, and I wrapped it round the neck of the bubble. So this is the tricky part that a lot of people struggle with. So when you get your 260Q, you need to inflate it slightly, maybe halfway or thereabout, or 3/4. Yeah. And once you inflate it, you tie the 260Q round the cluster of 4. You can see I am tying it using a 260Q. Then you tie off. After you've done that, the next thing is to start making the mini bubbles, or some people call it the beads. You can see I'm pushing down the balloon And when I turn the the balloon each time after making the bubble, I am turning it towards the same side. So it's not like you're turning left on this point and then you're turning right on the next point. It would come undone. You need to make sure you're turning it towards the same side each time. So if you're turning it towards you, make sure you keep turning it towards you. That is, if you're doing it clockwise, continue to do it clockwise. If you're doing it anti-clockwise, continue to do it anti-clockwise. Do not do clockwise, anti-clockwise. And then the big trick I would say with this is using U-glue dash to secure each point. You will see me use U-glue dash at each point as I do the bubbles. This is to keep the bubble in place. It would help it not come undone, and it would even make it easier for you, to finish off the bubble. So I don't know if other people do that, but I found out that as I make the bubble, if I use a U-glue dash to secure each point, I wouldn't have any problem of the 260Q coming undone. It stays the way it should stay once I've done that. So just keep turning it, just keep turning. And you don't need to be really, to be fast or, jittery as you're doing it. Just take your time, do it slowly. I'm getting my U-glue dash now, or U-glue tape, and I'm going to place it at strategic points. This is to secure the bead over the balloon. So you can see I am using one hand to hold the balloon in place, and the other hand I'm using it to grab my U-glue dash, and I'm placing it on the bubble, and then I'm just taping it on. And you find out that once you've done that, your bead will not come, it won't unravel. Just keep turning it the same way, using your U-glue tape to secure, and you're good. At this point, I'm almost at the end of the 260Q. So what you would do is, when you get to the end, when you have no space to push down there in the balloon, you can cut it off, then get another 260Q, tie it onto the point you cut off, and you just keep rolling. So you can see I've tied it to where I stopped. I cut off the mechanics and I just keep rolling. Making sure at each point, maybe after I roll like 6 points, 6 beads, I tape with the U-glue dash or U-glue tape till I get to the end. Tie it off use the U-glue tape for that point, for the end point, then wrap it in, and you know, you're done. Then just sit your Maxi cup or your Maxi stick into the Maxi 2 cup. And you have a perfect looking design. So next, I'm just going to inflate the foil balloons, which is the number 16, whatever number you're going to put, you know, to say what age the celebrant is, or it could be an initial, whatever you're going to use. You know, use U-glue dash to secure it onto the top of the balloon. You could put it on top, you could put it on the base. Instead of using the hat box, you could just make a cluster of 8. That is maybe 2 sets of cords of 5 inches, and use this as a centerpiece. You know, there's so many ways you could use this design. You could use it for Mother's Day, whatever, you know, idea comes to your mind. This is a perfect gift for anyone. It's so pretty. And yeah. So I got some flowers that I added to the base just to stabilize the base. I also made some extra 5 inches mini clusters to add to the area where the 16 is, and just to add to the neck of the base again. So this design is so simple and, you know, quite easy to make once you follow all the instructions without, you know, missing anything. The bead part is so easy to do. Do not overthink it. Just, you know, just take your time and practice. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial today. Please remember to drop a comment. Tell me what you think in the, you know, comment section. And I'll see you same time next week. Bye guys. Bye.